days when you can go to the Super Bowl and don't
Yeah. All the time. I wish I could go back to that, but I realize that's not the case, and I realize that's something that comes with playing quarterback at the University of Oklahoma, and it's something that I've had to learn to deal with.
Kind of a catch-22. I'm sure you've dreamed of being in that position, but then you didn't maybe understand it.
Yeah. I mean, it's something I think that totally caught me off guard, or at least something that I wasn't prepared for when I first started playing.
Zach, can this offense be so explosive a year ago with all the points? Can it be similar to that again?
I think so. I think if you look at some of the playmakers that we have coming back on this offense, we got Jermaine back, we've got, DeMarco, Chris Brown, Moses Madu, in the backfield, and Ryan Broyles, and some of the other receivers that we have outside. I feel like we have the talent, we have the potential to be just as explosive this year.
How did you approach the year of all the success you had a year ago to go and make this one?
Like you said, it is a new year, and that's how I tried to approach last year. I think some people were worried that after the success we had my freshman year that we'd kind of fall back and not be as good last year. But I think you got to approach it as a new year and realize it's a new team and a new beginning.
How do you go about getting over that loss before? Is it something you try not to think about? Something look at the game film and see what maybe you could have done differently? How did you go about it?
Yeah, it was tough to get over, for a while. I still think about it a lot. And, Coach Heupel, I think purposely, we didn't watch that film together until just recently, a couple weeks ago, and he showed it to me this summer. And, watching it again, 6 months after the game, it really put a lot of motivation back in me. Not to say that I wasn't motivated, but, seeing that game and realizing how close we were to winning a national championship, it was still tough to watch, but at the same time, it got me excited for the opportunity to try to get back to that game.
Are you one of those guys that's natural to kind of think about the mistakes you made in that game, when you're heading to the pillow at night?
Yeah, I still think about it. There's a play, it was second manageable, I think, second medium in the first half, and we're inside the 50, and I took a sack on a rollout that I shouldn't have taken. That gets us into like 3rd and 20, and we don't pick it up, and we have to punt it. And it's one of those things, if I throw the ball away, you never know what happens. Maybe we drive down and score, to start the game.
Can you talk about this passing in the NFL? You come back, you love being a college student. I'm sure GK, since he loves you, he would be one of those guys that would follow you around if he wasn't on the team. Talk about the experience of coming back.
Yeah, it's been great, and when I first made my decision, it really was. I weighed the pros and cons of each decision, of going to the NFL and staying in college. And at the end of the day, I felt like there were a lot more pros to coming back and going through another year of school. And, I think one of those pros is just getting to be a college kid. If I would have left last year, I would have only been in school, 2.5 years maybe. And, that's not a long time to spend in college. And, the friendships that, I've got to develop, even over this year, it's what makes everything worth it.
But also, partly, can you understand that even better? Because the position you've been put in as a college student, you've been under the scrutiny of being a Heisman guy. Does that even make you appreciate the college atmosphere that much more?
Definitely. It's really nice to be able to go somewhere normally, full of college kids. People could care less, that you're the Heisman winner, that, you're just another student. Obviously, there's going to be some people who, come up to you, but, most of the kids I'm around, they don't care. They just treat me like another friend, like another person. Yeah, I have put on a little weight. I think I probably put on about 12, 13 pounds since the bowl game last year. And, I really feel that, it's added to my arm strength. I feel a little more pop on some of my deep balls and some of the longer routes. And I feel good right now.
Has there ever been an NFL player that you've looked up to?
Yeah, I really looked up to Brett Favre when I was younger. Just the way he played the game and how tough he was. He was able to take a hit and get right back up and throw a touchdown the next play. And the older I've gotten and the more I've understood about football, the more I really look up to Peyton Manning and the way he's able to control his offense and the way he's able to just take control of a football game.
said, what's the hardest part for you getting ready for a new season? I guess since last year, all the speaking engagements and things you've done.
Yeah, that has been something that has been different compared to last offseason going into the year. Obviously, I wasn't having to deal with it, but I really don't feel like it's added anything or like it's a distraction at all right now. I feel like, we're focused on BYU and we're focused on starting camp next week and getting ready to go.
Sam, what about the excitement for Jerry? You get to play the first real game in this amazing $1 billion facility.
Yeah.
What about the excitement?
Yeah, I think it's very exciting. Obviously, the stadium has received a lot of attention. Living close to Dallas, I think, some of our news stations up there have even talked about it. And, to be the first football game played there, it's exciting.
If you could play another sport at OU, what would it be?
Golf. Hands down. I love playing golf. Anytime I have spare time, that's what I do. And, they're living the life. Their practices go to the golf course every day. So if I could do that, it'd be pretty nice.
Coach said you had 2 under par, is that true?
Yeah. I shot 200 last week. It was last Wednesday, I think. Could I take him? Like beat him? Yeah. Was he serious when he said that? Really? Coach Wilson? No. I don't know what he was talking about. Actually, he was in Norman for a wedding this spring, and I actually got to meet him and got to talk to him. No, I wish. I did get to, when he was in town, he hit balls, and I got to go out to the driving range and just watch him hit for a while, and it was pretty impressive. Yeah, definitely.
What's been the strangest encounter with the fans?
The strangest encounter. I said this earlier. We were out eating this spring, and a couple came up to us and just sat their baby on our table and asked me to sign their baby. And it was just a little odd. I really didn't know what to do at that point. Yeah, I signed it. I signed it on its clothing. I didn't sign its head or anything, but it was a little different. No, actually, that was one of the things. Is like they didn't have a marker, so like the baby just kind of sat there on our table while someone went and got a marker, and it's a little different.
Do you remember your first Big 12 moment when you stepped onto the field and you realized this isn't going to be a walk in the park, and how you reacted?
Are you talking? Just game in general or a Big 12 game? No, one moment as far as, remembering, I don't, but, I think my freshman year when I first started playing and I realized all the work that it took to be prepared each week to play, such high-quality opponents, that's when it hit me that it really was a grind and that you had to put in a lot of time behind the scenes to be ready to play on Saturday.
Do you think that Kevin Wilson kind of deserves that tag, offensive guru, kind of like, that reputation like Jazz or Rich Rodriguez?
I think so. I think if you look, what he did to our offense last year, the year before we were pretty much, grinding out. We'd run the ball a lot and throw when needed. And, we pretty much changed that philosophy and went no huddle up tempo. And I think he deserves a lot of the credit for how successful our offense was last year.
Are there ever meetings with him or things that he comes up with where you just kind of blows your way?
Yeah, it happens all. To me, he's very good at using the personnel that he has. He doesn't try, to drop a play for, maybe a wide receiver that we don't have. If we have a tight end or if we have a running back that needs to touch the ball, then he draws up a play to get those guys the ball. And, I think his ability to do that and to continue to get the ball to, people on our team who have strength, it's impressive.